Oh my gosh, what a difference a day makes. Yesterday was in the 20s. It's 60 this morning. But of course it's cloudy and the wind is blowing at, I don't know, 20, 30 miles an hour. There's always a challenge. And Hilarie and I finally got around to cutting wood for the year. Yesterday we cut a load down in the woods. This is all beech. And we got to split it up and stack it. It's only about 3 months too late, but this tree's been down since last winter, so it's dried some. What are you doing? Are you hungry?
No, it smells different because it's been down for a while. It doesn't smell the same as when it's freshly cut.
Ah, okay. Here's our old wood splitter. My dad used to have a side business building these and selling them. This one's about 30 years old. Yesterday I changed the oil, first time in a while for that, and actually changed the hydraulic fluid, I think for the first time in 30 years it's been around, so. This log that we just split, this is about what it takes to heat our house on a 30 to 40 degree day.
Yeah, I think so.
And we don't burn a ton of wood. We burn about 5 to 7 of these loads per winter. We used to burn 10 when the kids were little, but we keep the house a little cooler now. This load is about a face cord and a half. And for those who aren't familiar, a face cord is 8 foot long, 4 foot high, and 16 inches long stacked. A full cord is 3 face cords, 8 foot long, 4 foot high, and 4 foot thick. We usually use face cords as a measure because we don't cut logs that are 4 foot long to put in the stove. They're about 16 to 20 inches long. Beech is a pretty good firewood, and I'll tell you, the easiest way to tell a good firewood is its dry weight. So the heavier it is, the more energy it's got in it. It's as simple as that. Beech and maple are what we burn most of the time, and some cherry.
Who stacked that? That was me.
As far as I'm concerned, firewood is a great sustainable energy source. You're keeping the carbon cycle what it is. In other words, the carbon that's up here on top of the ground in cycle. That's what trees mostly are, is carbon. Where you screw up the carbon cycle is when you dredge up a lot of carbon from deep underground and you add that to the above ground carbon cycle, and that's where we get screwed up. There's a rumor going around, I see it all the time on the internet, that we're going to outlaw firewood burning in New York, and nothing could be further from the truth. There'd be a mass revolt. There's a whole lot of homes here that depend on firewood for their heat. Firewood can be a clean burning energy source if you have an efficient stove and you burn the stove at the right temperature. We have an EPA certified stove that's does a double burn to burn things as completely as possible, and very little smoke comes out of our chimney, just steam most of the time. Typically, if we go down and cut a load and come bring it back up here and split and stack it, it takes us about a morning. We're done before lunch, so we're talking about 5 to 7 days or 5 to 7 mornings worth of work to heat our house for the year. Empty wagon, stacked firewood. This is the little stuff from a fair-sized beech tree in the woods. Next we got the big rounds, which run about that big around. We'll have to bring a bucket loader down for them, but not today. I think it's going to rain. I better check on the animals. They'll be getting mad at me, and we don't want that to happen. Hey, ye pigs. You're all in a pile, except for this guy. He's standing guard. You think you guys might get up and do something today? Probably not. Well, let's see how your feed supply is. You you got enough for another day or so. But you are out of water. When these pigs are eating hay as they have, they drink like sailors. Okie dokie, you little monkeys. Here's some water. That's right. I enjoy cutting wood. My grandfather spent his life in the woods. He worked for a lumber yard, driving truck and working in the woods back when they used to use steam engines to saw logs in the woods. But I never view it really as a job. It's something that is good work, and it feels really good to have a barn full of wood. And a barn full of pork. Right, piggies? You probably wouldn't agree with me. Hi, ladies. How's your water doing? Oh, you need some water. Guess I can pull this stock tank heater out for a while. I'm not saying it's not going to freeze again or that it will freeze again, because I'm going to jinx it either way. And you know, since it's not raining yet, I think I'll take this opportunity to dump and rinse your tank. Oh, alrighty, here we go. Well, what do you guys think? You want a drink? Very peaceful. I can keep the float valve on now and won't have to worry about anything because it's supposed to stay above freezing for at least a couple days. Yes, you can get a drink. You gals. While I'm out here, I might as well show you one of my little boneyards. People are always asking about the tractors and the weeds. This is a Farm All H that I used for parts when I was restoring my Farm All H. It's missing a lot of gears in the transmission because I needed those, and this is a Junker 656 that I took the diesel engine out of and put in the 656 up in the barn. Sometimes Junkers are the best way to have parts on hand when you need them. Oh, gals, have fun drinking. But don't drink too much. I got something else to do for you. Oh, it's starting to rain. More mud. Yay. Okay, I got one for you. This one's kind of complicated. A skunk, a deer, and a duck went out to a restaurant. When it came time to pay the bill, they had a big problem because the duck, no. The skunk, no. The skunk didn't have a cent. The buck did, no. The deer didn't have a buck, and they wound up putting it on the duck's bill. Boy, that one really tested my memory. Tell your friends this is where you get bad jokes. Really, really bad jokes. If you like that sort of thing. There we go. You ladies are going to like this hay. This is the good stuff. Primo second cutting hay. Best stuff from the farm. Yeah. Eat and be merry.
Wow, it's warm. It's hot. Not Africa hot, but hot.
Are you going to hit me with your hat again?
There.
It is positively balmy out today. I can't believe it. Now look at the sky. Nice and blue. Still a little windy. Pretty soon the cows are going to be running around in their bathing suits. That sure is a sight to see. Patty, I heard you prefer a 2-piece to a 1-piece. Is that right?
She prefers a tankini.
A tankini?
Yeah, which is like a 1-piece that's really...
Look at your prodigious girth, Coco. You must be pregnant. And you guys could use some bedding. Titus could use a scratch. I think he heard me.
Mr. Titus.
With this thaw, it gets muddy in here kind of quick, especially with a low bedding pack the way they got now, so we're going to keep them nice and dry. The problem is that the cattle don't wipe their feet before they come in the back door. I keep telling them, but geez, they don't listen to me. All right, guys. Watch out. You gotta move out. Watch out. Now the cattle have a nice dry place to lay in their crib. It's kind of important this time of year. Peanut's getting some loving. The cattle all went outside to sun themselves. Except for Orden. I guess he's visiting with Peanut too. We're having a lick fest in here. Peanut, you got licked so much your head is wet. Look at that. Peanut is doing really well. Pigs are fighting, but Peanut's doing well. Oh, those pigs just keep fighting. Terrible neighbors to have, aren't they, Peanut? Peanut's belly has gone down quite a bit. They always take off when I start talking about you. And she's doing great. I mean, there's no issues at all. Her poop is the consistency we want it to be. Like I keep saying, poop tells you a lot. This is Peanut's poop pre-calf starter. And now that she has some calf starter in her, this is what it's changing to. It's less fibrous, it's softer the way that it should be. You can see the color changes. The smell changes too with grain feeding, and I don't think it's for the better, but that's the way it is. Hey, little miss. You're getting a lot of loving from the rest of the herd, aren't you? Yeah. You're doing just fine. You certainly can't fix hay belly overnight. It's a nutritional deficiency, and Peanut needs to stay on her diet and gain and gain and gain. And I'm going to leave her in this pen until the cattle go out to pasture in mid to late April as kind of a minimum period of time for her to get gain in weight, muscle mass, to look more like a regular calf. In the meantime, she seems pretty content in here. She's got the other cattle coming to visit her all the time. She's eating her feed like she should. She's really taken to it. In fact, she takes that before she takes the hay now, and I'll keep reporting on her, but I don't see any rocks in the road at this point. Here, Peanut. You want to smell my boot? It smells like cow poo. She's a little sheepish still, but she'll come around as she gets more comfortable with having me close to her. Hey, I have a favor to ask before I sign off, and let me explain. When I started the channel, I did a lot of topical videos. I think there's 3 types of videos on YouTube. There's topical videos where the title and the subject matter of the video all surround a certain topic. The second type of video is a day in the life kind of video that just doesn't have so much a central theme as kind of, this is my life and hopefully this is interesting kind of thing. And then the third type is the bait on the hook video, where a proposition's put in the front of the video, a kind of setup, and then the video kind of draws the viewer through to fulfillment of that setup at the end. I do the second type for the most part. I started out doing topical videos on small farm startup and things like that, and then got into day in the life videos, and I enjoy making those. I could probably make them 5 days a week because there's always things going on. There's always nuances that are different to the day. The animals are always interesting to see, and I can mix things together. Like this video is a day in the life video. But lately I've been wondering, this winter I've seen my YouTube numbers slow down, and you know, that's not the end of the world. And YouTube's been doing strange things. I don't know if it's internal accounting or what. I might check the channel from, you know, at one point and then look at it 20 minutes later and it's lost 500 subscribers. I think YouTube is messing around with getting rid of junk and spam accounts, and that's what's happening. But anyway, I mean, when you put so much time into something as I do on YouTube, you care about it, right? It's just, you know, you can't just let those things go. So I've been taking stock all winter of where to go forward with the channel, and this is where you come in. I would like to know your feelings on what you enjoy seeing. If these farm day videos are, you know, where it's at, that's great. If you like the mix, because I do mix things up. You know, I do some topical videos. The last video is a topical video. Let me know that too. I have given a lot of thought to the mechanical videos, the MD restoration, that kind of genre, and I'm not interested in it. It was very stressful for me to do the MD and put it on video because I'm an amateur mechanic, and I was always second guessing myself because of the viewership, you know, and what would come back at me. So I don't know, it's maybe my mind will change about that in a year, 2 years. I have no idea, but I think that aside from regular maintenance on the equipment and kind of showing how that's done, which I think is helpful to a lot of people, I don't think I'll be doing any more of those really huge mechanical jobs in the winter. I've got plenty of other things I'm interested in to keep me busy. So I would like you to give me your thoughts on all that mess and let me know what you think. And your feedback is really needed to keep growing the channel, because I would like to keep growing the channel. Even though I talk about growth on the farm as something that we're careful to manage, I'd like to see the channel go to the moon. That's just success for me. I enjoy it. So I hope you have a great day. Give that some thought. Let me know down in the comments section what you think, and I'll see you next time.